The ModernJeeper Show, the show about Jeeps, Jeeping, and Jeepers.
Well, hey, Modern Jeepers. Welcome to another episode of the ModernJeeper Show. I think this thing is getting to my brain. And just like you guys there, oh my God, look at this. This is our Merry Christmas ugly sweater party. Hey, we got there, Mr. Modern Jeeper, Corey Osborne. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, man. Good, doing good. How about yourself?
Good, and it's good to see Jessy back. Missed you last week. Okay, so I got to see here.
I know you missed me.
Huh?
I know you missed me.
I know. That's what I said. I missed you, and I got to see a close up of your sweater. Come on.
Oh, my sweater.
There you go. Between that and we got Baby Yoda. Where I saw him, he was in the house earlier. Where's he at?
It's Baby G now.
Baby. That's right.
It's Grogu.
It's Grogu. Okay, so I finally saw. We'll talk about that. We have to talk about the Mandalorian. I don't know if other Christmas guests are part of the fan club, but if you're not, you're out. And of course, we got Ricky from JeepersDen in Florida. How you doing, buddy? Oh, you just muted yourself.
Thought I unmuted myself. Sorry.
There you go.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, it's great to have you part of the party. And of course, Phillip, welcome back, bro.
How's it going?
I am good, man. I am good. Well, we wanted to do kind of a fun Christmas party and appreciate you guys all getting the spirit of it. But this has been a crazy year, and it really is time for us to just have some fun. Now, we also have, you can't see him on video because he's over here working out his tech, but you can hear him on audio. Jeremy, Jeep, how you doing, buddy?
Great. How's everybody doing?
Good, good. Outlaw Jeep Tours in the house. And of course, Jeremy, you are wearing a sweater, but you didn't have your video all connected up properly. So we're going to make fun of you the entire time. What are you wearing? Describe yourself.
I have on my ugly Christmas green and white sweater with Snoopy on it, laying on his doghouse with all the ugly lights on it.
Nice, nice. Are you undressing, Corey?
Yes,
started.
actually.
You're not even drinking yet, and you're already undressing.
Yeah, man. It's hot up in here.
Well, it's 2:00 in the afternoon on Tuesday. You guys are all listening to this on Christmas Eve, but it's 2:00 on Pacific time. Corey's in Colorado. It's got to be like happy hour already.
Oh, well, for these guys, they're already getting ready to go to dinner. It's the folks out in California that are like, what?
Right. I know. Although we basically just had a dinner. I got to say, one of our vendors, Sacramento Driveline, who provides the drive shafts, local company here, just bought a New York steak dinner for our employees. It was a really nice treat. And of course, I didn't get to enjoy one of the steaks, but it was it was a true, like, they put it on plastic plates. They didn't want to do like paper, real fork and knife. I mean, it was quite a treat to have that. And of course, we're not supposed to talk about it probably because I think we were all in the same room together, and that's a COVID-19 California violation. But it was for steak, man. Steak and mashed potatoes. This could be better than my Christmas dinner. So what about you guys? Okay, so this is I can't believe it's Christmas. Last week, we were already talking about how close it was to Christmas time. And now we're like a few days away. And of course, all you guys listening to this is Christmas Eve. What has Christmas been like for you guys? What's the season been like? It seems like it all of a sudden started and just swept into here. Okay, not everybody talk at once.
Yeah, don't worry.
It's all right.
Okay, I think I need you guys all to start taking some shots and start talking more.
Corey and Jessy already started that.
Corey and Jessy,
We're good.
isn't it true that it's been a great year and Christmas has come around? Is that true? I'm gonna act like one of these talking heads from TV, where you lead the person in with a conversation.
I feel left out. I got to get me a drink. Hold on.
Yeah,
There you
get
go.
your drink.
Get it.
This
The
year
only
has
person
been
not allowed to
such.
drink is
Oh,
me
he
because
hi-
I'm still at the office.
he-
There you
yeah,
go. What do you
did
got?
see it?
What do you got, Ricky?
Oh, he's hiding the booze.
He's not hiding it.
This is. I got a customer that comes straight from Mexico, and he brings me a bottle all the time of some tequila from down there.
Some
Nice.
tequila. Just something.
Yeah.
Just some tequila.
What about you, Phillip? What you drinking?
I'm drinking on some Weller bourbon.
Nice. That's right.
Oh, Phillip, you didn't. Is it the 12 year?
I've got a bottle of 12, but I'm just drinking the old cheaper.
Oh, I need to come visit Phillip.
Well, if you'll be there for Death Valley, I'll bring some whiskey with me.
Nice.
Perfect. Oh, we can do that. Yeah.
Okay,
I actually
fair
just came out of the liquor store. I got 2 new bottles of bourbon out of the liquor store. So I went with where I go with 4 Roses today, the single barrel single barrel 4 Roses, and something new I hadn't tried yet. I was trying to find the Weller 12 and I couldn't find it. So
Yeah, that's a tough one to find for sure, but it's worth it.
So let's get this straight. Your priority was not setting yourself up with video, Jeremy, but you had to get the booze.
Right.
yes, absolutely. Wait a second. You're the only one on this call that would actually give me a hard time for that. I think everyone else would agree with my priorities.
I wasn't giving you a hard time. I was just making sure priorities were understood.
Oh, okay, good. Well, yes, that was absolutely a priority.
Nice. And what are you guys drinking there? Just some white wine? Corey and
It's
Jessy?
my Riesling.
She's drinking a
Sweet
Riesling, and
house.
Riesling?
this is my go-to. We ran out of eggnog, so this is Seagram 7 and vanilla Coke.
Oh, yes. I was very familiar with that in Moab sitting on top of the fridge.
Well, of course,
So-
there's no vanilla Coke to be found in the entire country unless you go to convenience stores and buy it in the little plastic bottles right now because of the aluminum can shortage.
There's an aluminum can shortage. I was not aware of that. Is that true? Is that true?
Yes.
Aluminum can shortage? Not in California, guys. It's a
Well,
No
then ship
shortage
a
out
bunch
here.
of vanilla Coke in cans here. You find it.
no, right. So wait, okay. Some of the things that we got to go through today, because just for all of our listeners out there, this is, we promised we got a little singing going on. We're going to have, everybody's got to sing and participate. Did you guys all print it out, by the way?
No.
No.
I didn't
He
get
did the
memo.
email.
I actually got a text. I got a text from this guy down here in the bottom corner, Ricky, who said, "I don't sing." I said, that's fine. That's all
I
right.
thought you had a little beatbox thing going on, Ricky.
I might have to try that.
Yeah. You can get the little beat going. You can go, right? Although I don't know what the beat is to that song.
Oh, I've got it down.
I
I mean,
He
I
gets
sing
to
this.
sing it.
I sing this before I go to bed at night. Come on.
All right, so let's get into some serious stuff. Corey, you have some news. You just recently, in fact, with made a deal with Jeremy. What did you get? I saw it pop up. Tell us about this.
So, it's kind of funny. I've had a whole bunch of comments and people hitting on me and going, "Hey man, like why didn't you buy a new Gladiator and why did you look at the JLs because it turns out we don't put everything in our whole entire life on Facebook. So people think that we just make these crazy decisions. For the folks that know of Jeremy Rowan and Outlaw Jeep Adventures in Moab, dude, this guy's got some impeccable Jeeps and he takes very good care of them. I looked at, do I want a new Gladiator? I don't even know if I right now, after having bought a Gladiator, I still don't even know if I want one, but I like it and I wanted it. And Jeremy takes really good.
You bought one, but you don't even know if you really want one.
After
That's
I bought it,
important.
I had to ask him what year it was.
This is what happens when Corey is bored. He goes and buys Gladiators and not sure he wants to keep it.
I've
Well,
been trying to
it did
fix
happen-
the whole board and racing rig, but
It
that
did happen the week that
know.
Jessy was gone, right?
It did.
Jessy, you can't leave again.
You
You might end up with
wanted
a Bronco.
after
I
spending
want-
time with him last year in Death Valley and running around with him for this whole year in Moab, The overlanding thing is really appealing. I also he does things right. I know he takes care of his stuff. So buying a used vehicle to me isn't really buying a used vehicle, and I don't have to work on it. I've worked on enough crap. I have enough to work on still. I didn't want another rig to build. Like, I can't do it all. So, yes,
Dude,
I purchased
tell you,
it.
as a fellow Gladiator owner, you're going to start driving this thing around, and as Ricky knows, it's all of a sudden, Golden Spike is going to get neglected, dude.
So this is
so
Silver Spike.
So is Rockstar. I'm sorry. They're just going to get neglected. You're just going to be driving the.
My Rockstar,
I'm telling you, start going around with that thing. All of a sudden, it just feels better. It drives better. Things connect up. For me, it's just like I can throw on my phone, all of a sudden listen to podcasts all the time, and like the Modern Jeeper Show. For all of you out there, Modern Jeeper Show, you can listen to it on various podcasts, including iTunes and Spotify.
So I've never even, I kind of skipped the whole JK world. I mean, my newest Jeep was a 2004 LJ.
Right.
And then I bought a 2020 Gladiator. Like I get in the thing and I have to sit there and go, how do I start it?
Right.
he had to skip the JK because he had one.
Yeah.
Did you get a Rubicon, Corey?
What's that?
Is it a Rubicon or?
It is.
Yeah, you'll love that thing, man. I tell you, I was skeptical at the beginning myself, and now that I have one, it's all I drive. I gave Kayla's going to have the JK, and Alicia drives the JL, and I drive that one. I just like it. Carry whatever I want in the back, and it's set up for overlanding, but when I need a pickup, I got it, and if I'm still in my Jeep. So it's just a world of, my wheeling Jeep is still the LJ, but
sure.
That or the buggy, but the Gladiator, I'm not interested in wheeling it like I wheel my LJ anyways. But it's just comfortable. They did a great job on that.
They really did. The creature comforts alone, I'm blown away every time I get in it. I'm just like, I feel like I'm in a cockpit and yet driving it down the road. And this thing, it's already got a 3.5-inch Game Changer suspension kit on it with 6-packs. It's on 37-inch tires. Jeremy's taking care of this thing, and it made sense for me. It should be still close in our little fleet, our little family here. And yeah, he'll miss it, but he had to make room for some new rigs in his rental fleet. So
yeah, Jeremy's got plenty to keep him busy, don't you, boy?
Yeah, we have a few to keep us busy, and we have a few more coming for next year, and going to start the whole process over again. We have a few other JLs that are about to retire, and Corey did such a good job explaining that. I don't know that he knows this yet, but he is now the official salesperson for Outlaw for all of our used vehicles. So,
oh, the new used vehicle company. I didn't realize you're getting to the.
Yeah.
I always thought you were a bit of a used car salesman, but So yeah, and Ricky, you've had yours how long?
Oh heck, I don't even remember when I bought mine, but I had it. I bought it quite right when they first came out. Kind of took it about 2 or 3 months, but it sat at my house for like 3 weeks. I wouldn't even drive it stock. That thing's hideous. So it just sat. It sat longer. I think it sat at the beginning at the house. I didn't even. Everybody's like, "Where's it at?" Home, sitting there, just waiting for lift kits and wheels and tires to get here because I'm not driving it. But no, I've had it.
Ricky,
Gone on plenty of trips, so it does awesome.
I know your pain with that one with the stock. I went through the same thing. In fact, I couldn't wait, so I kind of put together a Metalcloak lift kit that would work, and promptly got a call from Matson going, "What did you do, and how did you get that lifted already?" So yeah, I didn't wait for that.
Right.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough to have to wait. Like you're just waiting for everything, and it's like, man, I can't keep waiting. I got to do something. So I kind of did the same thing.
It's funny. I have access to all this stuff, and I drove it stock for like weeks. I actually enjoyed it. It was kind of nice. I've just been driving my lifted JK all over the place and started driving this thing. Like, it's nice. This is kind of a cool little rig, and it's comfortable, and it's easy to get out of. And In fact, what was it? Just a few weeks ago, finally got a lift kit on it. And then it's got some 20s on it now. So, we're trying to be a little
20s.
Florida.
Why not? When are you going to go to 28s?
I was thinking.
No,
28s with spinners. Is that still in? Hey, Ricky,
well, down in Ricky's land, I mean, he'll hook you up for sure.
Yeah, anything's possible down here, bud. I mean, you got the headphones already. We might as well go 24s, 16s.
I remember.
Here we go.
So now, Phillip, what about you? I mean, you got this fall built JK, but now you're just kind of the odd man out. You're like old school.
Yeah, I've got all the old stuff that no one wants anymore.
Well, I'm there with you too, Phillip. So
It's okay.
That's
JK.
right. So okay, let's see. What year is your rig, Phillip?
It's a 15.
And what's yours, Jessy?
09.
Okay, so you're real old school.
You're real old school.
Yeah, you're real old school. Yeah, like because mine was an 08 that I got rid of. So now it's like that's it. You're the oldest. Because I'm sorry, Golden Spike's. I swear, Golden Spike's just getting retired.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But for real, let me see if I can see this word. For real wheeling. Yeah. I mean, obviously, Golden Spike's well built, and it's one of the featured photos in our. What's interesting now is you actually have two of the photos. Actually, three of the photos in the Modern Jeeper calendar.
Well, as it should be.
I have the last photo. I have December, but you have let's see. You have, I forget which months it is, but you have a photo of the Gladiator going through Saragordo Road, right? And then the one going through Moab up the, what was that called?
Up Rock Chucker.
Rock Chucker.
That one of Jeremy's guys actually took that photo. Yeah.
Yeah, that awesome photo. And then the one of just your wheel and fender at Top of the World, which is for our Raceline one. Yeah.
When is that calendar going to be available exactly?
It is. I should receive it next week, cool. And we will start sending it out to people and friends and jobbers and all that kind of stuff starting next week. Nice. It went to print a couple weeks late because we had some color issues and I had to go through and change up some stuff. But it's being printed as we speak. I might actually have it tomorrow, and then we'll start sending it out. So
cool. Well, I know I've had a lot of requests. People are asking because they want to plan their event year. A lot of folks, we have some dates in there that didn't necessarily get published very well, and. We still have an event that Ricky and I talked about planning. Well, it was going to try to happen this year, but he's already done a whole bunch of groundwork on an event in Georgia. And maybe we can still put that together, hopefully maybe next year. Maybe we'll, after we all get vaccinated, we can do something like that.
Oh, yes. So that would be, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to ask the question. Raise of hands. Who's getting vaccinated? Who's not? Who's getting vaccinated? Hands up.
Well, here's the deal. They'll make it extremely difficult for us to do anything unless we get vaccinated. So, you're not going to be able to fly unless you can show proof that you were vaccinated. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there'll be a great business online for forged documents, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'll be driving an awful lot like I do now.
Right.
Yep. Absolutely.
I don't like flying as it is. So.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, it's going to be interesting. And my kids won't be going to public school, so I shouldn't have to. Although any schools that get sort of public money, apparently in California, because I just had some friends that literally a few weeks ago upped their entire family, everything moved to Florida. And from California, just because of vaccinations and all the other crazy rules and regulations in here. Otherwise, I'm starting to get political, and this is a Christmas show. It's not supposed to be political. This is supposed to be about Christmas and Christmas wishes. So, Ricky, how's your year been? And how's your Christmas for your kids?
We have been very fortunate, man. I mean, the COVID stuff really didn't bother us too much. We've been fortunate. Like I said, we've been steadies throughout this whole thing, doing real well. The girls, well, they're always good, man. since we got the ranch, they got the horses at home. They got everything at home, so they don't really. They're good. Everything's good. Christmas has been good. Like I said, man, we've just been really fortunate. The business kept going. I got a lot of friends that weren't fortunate, and just trying to help out who we can. We're trying to find out about families that are in need or whatever, and do what you can to help out. You know, if we're able to, might as well do it. You know.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, did you acquire the ranch this year, or was that last year?
We bought it last year, 19 in March, and then moved in I remodeled everything. So that was about July, I think, when we moved in. So
Wow.
we were there for Christmas last year, but you know, they're just the horses. We only had Kayla's horse. Now we have 3. So I'm sure that's not going to stop.
Horses, orange trees, you know, it's just
busy. Trust me. Yeah.
Well, sounds like a very blessed Christmas. That's awesome. How about you, Phillip?
I'm staying in Knoxville, Tennessee this year, and not traveling back to Arkansas for Christmas. It's just going to be my daughter and my wife for Christmas, and that's it. So, kind of going to be kind of nice to stay home for once, to be honest with you.
Yeah, a little quietness.
Yeah, just less road time.
So, how did you get Christmas lights up?
No, I don't do that. I'm a Grinch.
No, I do that. I got my lights. These are our lights. Yeah.
There's a light bulb in the room.
The light bulb in the room. Oh, wait. Ricky, stand up. What's your sweater? Let's see your sweater.
I got a couple of them, so this is my first one.
Oh,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Got the light flashing. I think this light went out, so
oh yes.
probably made in China or something.
It's not under warranty? Wait.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, that at the
I
point.
know a guy can fix that. How about you, Phillip? Stand up. See your shirt. What is that?
It's
Oh,
my
the pole dancing one?
Slayer reindeer and blood.
it's like a pole
Oh,
dancing.
nice.
Ode to my metal roots.
Now, Corey and I kind of both had the same experience. Like we were like last minute scrambling to get sweaters, and Corey, your store was just decimated.
Yeah, so I go. You know, we don't have a whole lot of shopping available in Montrose, but you know, these new jackets, which I believe are going to be on the website. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So these things are awesome. This is a 2-layer jacket. You can kind of see what Matson created there with the new logo with the flag.
Same buttons on the new mug.
On the new mug as well. And then the inner, again, it's also embroidered. It actually has the Metalcloak logo on the inside as well. Yeah, it's, you know, I can't believe how fortunate we are. And every time it comes up where we talk about our friends and our family in the Jeep industry, I continue to just be blown away at how much giving there is. Jessy was just down in Oklahoma and organized a toy drive, and the turnout, well,
It was great. Got to visit Tri-City Customs. It's one of our new premier installers. So I got to chit chat with them, hang out with some Metalcloak owners, and it was a good time. We raffled some stuff off to entice people to come because there were other things going on, even just to drop off toys. And it was amazing how many toys we got. We organized it within less than a week, and so we were blessed to be able to give out to the Marine Toys for Tots and give some more toys out for kids this year.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, over there in Oklahoma, we also had Jeepers Anonymous does their annual toy drive. We've supported them
In
for
Tulsa.
years.
Yeah.
And Tim Boyd and that group, and just the picture of how many toys they've gathered. It's just amazing to be able to touch so many lives, especially the young lives, right? It really makes a difference for them. Jeremy, not to neglect you, I did, by the way, get the photo, so you guys will see a great photo of Jeremy in his Snoopy sweater, which, by the way, it's kind of funny, Jeremy, because we're playing Snoopy together here. See, I got the mistletoe Snoopy. I found this sweater, but in order to make it uglier than it already was, because it's already like, I think it's a double or triple X, so I'm hanging loose here. They've also had to add some ornaments in there, little, snowflakes, and stole some stuff from the Metalcloak Christmas tree out front. And of course, the Metalcloak. And then I found this, like somehow it was in one of my 7 bins of Christmas stuff at home. So, yeah, I hope you guys don't mind. Got to get my hair out of the way.
Where's Waldo glasses?
Oh, hey, it's not fun to make somebody, make fun of somebody with glasses.
Yeah, it is.
That's not nice.
Yeah, no, it really is actually funny.
It's just funny. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Okay. So this will be the survey thing. All right, guys. Is it these reading glasses?
Yes.
You like those? Yeah, that's it. That's one. But actually, funny is, hey, you guys actually look better now. For a while, it was kind of like, oh, yep.
Hey, Corey, I'll let you know too. I'm doing the. You talked about the Georgia trip. I'll give you. There'll be another video soon. We did that in September. We're doing it again January 15th through the 18th. I'm taking 7 customers with me to do it to see how it works.
Awesome.
So I'll keep you up to date after that trip.
Cool. We do have a little bit of information to share regarding permitting and modern Jeeper adventures and things like that. I got to spend 30 minutes on the phone with the National Park Service in Death Valley this morning. And, I got to tell you guys, those folks are doing everything they possibly can to make it work for us. And with this whole year and California being under the lockdown situation that they have, I thought we'd file for a permit and we'd pay our fee and they'd go, yep, good, have a good time. Not so much. After numerous emails back and forth with this gal, tomorrow they have a meeting. They're taking our application to this meeting, and really it's going to set kind of a precedent for other permits that they're using while California is in this lockdown situation. So very pleasant folks. She asked a lot of questions, and we're going to be pretty flexible. So Death Valley, I'm guessing we're absolutely going to be able to have those trips. We may have to do some creative planning. We may have to do some, we may not be able to spend the night in the national park, which in years past we haven't really anyway. We've utilized some of their campgrounds inside, but yeah, I got to tell you, to be in this permitting process and working for the government and trying to abide by their rules and regulations and still let folks like us come and have events, that's tough. So I'll let everybody know as soon as we can. She'll probably call me on Saturday, she said. I'm like, don't you guys have like weekends off? Yeah, no, they work all the time. So
Wow.
Well, that's awesome, and it is awesome that we're all this is coming together. The interest so far in our events has been great. We've released 3 events. We have of course our Moab trip, our Tillamook trip, and our as you're talking about, the 2 back-to-back events for Death Valley. And the reason they're back-to-back is because we're limited by the number of vehicles we can have. So assuming that it moves forward the way that they're planning, and this is why we're still have the registrations going in. If for some reason it cancels, no problem. We will give you 100% of your money back, but we need to just have those registrations in place for a couple of reasons. 1, to show them that we actually have people ready to go, and 2, just to make sure that that when we are ready to go, you guys are all there and committed. So please get on there and do your registration for the Modern Jeeper Adventures at ModernJeeperAdventures.com. Also, you can check out the calendar. I guess I'll have an article and a link up next week for the calendar, what the new calendar is, and we're trying to get all the data loaded up onto the digital calendar too at ModernJeeper.com. So there's lots of stuff, and I mean, even with the planning for 2021, everything going on. I mean, Ricky, for you, what do you see 2021 being like? Are you going to still try to go out to all the events that you normally go to, assuming they have them, like EJS and all that, or are you going to limit your travel next year?
I'm not quite sure what we're going to do next year. I mean, I've got all the dates. I've been collecting all the dates and everything like that, but honestly, man, I don't know that I'm going to do as many shows as I've done in the past. I'm going to pick and choose the ones. I've already canceled one big one that I'm not going to go back to. And, just this year's shown us that, it's going to be a problem because I don't know that I need to go to all of them. And I'm going to do more of the wheeling trips with my VIP style customer trips and focus. I mean, we just got back from Alabama last weekend and there was 7 customers there, you know, and we're talking about the LJ, you know, I used that in Memorial Day and then last weekend. So, you know, I've been doing more overlanding than I'm doing anything else. So I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. I know Alicia wants to do more shows, but that trailer, setting it up, tearing it down and all that stuff, man, that's work. I'm about over.
I think you need to go like take the model of some of the retailers and do the micro version, the small trailer, the little pop-up store version of JeepersDen.
Yeah. That's what we were doing.
The amount of stuff you guys show up with when you go to an event is just crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to set up. I mean, it takes hours and hours to set up. It takes only 3 hours to tear down. So I mean, you know, it's great to tear down, but setting up and it's just a lot. I mean, it's a lot to do and the traveling there and everything like that. So I don't know what we're gonna do. I definitely want to do more of I'm definitely gonna get back into the wheeling. I'm gonna get more overlanding and more wheeling events for sure, and get away from the shows. I don't think we're gonna do as many.
And I think that's probably a theme we're going to see a lot of, Corey. What about the guys you talk to in the industry? Are they, you know, those that actually still have their marketing jobs? What are they looking at for? Are they excited to go back to events, or are they thinking that the world's going to be a little different in 2021?
Me?
Yeah, Corey.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that it is a huge shift, and the guys that, I mean, the show thing, as we know, if they're limited, if you can't have as many attendees and a guy standing in a 10 by 10 booth, Matson, you and I have had this conversation, that's really never been Metalcloak's personality at an event anyway. To stand at a 10 by 10 and wait for people to walk by, it's different. For us, running the CTI trailer and seeing people running through, I mean, we're always busy. So people always ask, well, how was the show? Well, for us, it was great. But then we talk to other vendors and they say, yeah, no, it wasn't that great. There wasn't a lot of people buying things. It's an evolution. And I think Jeep has done a tremendous job of marketing to what the Jeeper wants, hence the Gladiator, the 392 coming out, the 4xe coming out. Now it's getting people put in their vehicles and let's go do something with them. The small accessory market, the aftermarket suspension market, the bumper market, all of that stuff, I think is going to still be extremely good. I think it's just going to be a different way we utilize these things. Jeremy can talk a little bit about what his customers are wanting and seeing. And, you know, he just got rid of a Gladiator, which was the only one in his fleet. And he and I chatted briefly this morning. He was like, yeah, I wonder what is his plan to do some overlanding outside of having a Gladiator. You know, that's a pretty expensive and complex way to go overlanding. I overlanded last year in Death Valley out of my LJ with a tent cot and was completely happy. But I think there's a lot of options out there. Maybe Jeremy can hit on some of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
Yeah, Jeremy, just hitting on that as well as what you see, because you're obviously in Moab, so Eastern Jeep Safari is a big thing, and there are a lot of groups and organizations that come through Moab and do events there in different types of clubs. And did you see any reduction of that in 2020? And what do you think you're going to see in 2021?
Well, 2021 still is, a big question mark. I mean, everything is looking like we're going to be okay. The Jeep Safari is going to happen, though against the wishes of probably a lot of the locals that live there. The town is a little bit different. What we saw this year was not really a reduction in the amount of people. It was just the types of groups that were coming. So we had a lot more families show up. We had a lot more families come with, RVs that had been on the road for 2 or 3 weeks and they'd been self-quarantined so they could still go and do things in the national parks and be outside and all the camping stuff they want to do. So season was interesting. It was definitely a hard start to the season, but ended up being really good. And we just kind of tried to adapt with everything that was going on.
Well, it's good. And what about, what are you hearing for 2021? Is everything going smoothly? I know that we're already registered for East Jeep Safari, and there's been some communication about how the event's going to be. Do you see that moving forward fine? Do you see other groups coming out and the normal clubs making their way over there this year?
Yeah, I think as long as things don't get worse, the EJS is going to be okay and happen. Obviously, if numbers keep getting worse in Utah and things, and Moab has to get shut down again, that'll make a big difference. But as of now, everyone, the club itself is really excited about it. They're getting all the guides together. They're asking all the guides that can still be there and take care of trails to let them know that they're going to be there and keep working on it. As far as groups, we had quite a bit of a reduction in corporate things, just because large corporations are very sensitive about all of the COVID stuff and having employees around each other. So we had a reduction in that. But, Moab itself is pretty resilient. It's such a wide open space. You're not around a lot of people unless you're right in town. So there's so many things to do. Get out there and get out in the desert and go explore. And recently I've been doing a lot of trips that have included the Jeep getting there, but then I get out of the Jeep and go do a lot of other exciting things in Moab, like finding rock art and rappelling and hiking and arches that aren't in Arches National Park. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, it's one of the great things about when we do the Modern Jeeper Adventure during a Memorial Weekend is it's not just packed with Jeeps. There's all kinds of great people out there spending the time in Moab, but it's the mountain bikers, the rock, everybody out there climbing. It's just a great.
And there's like 75 new hotels there, so
That is true.
They're all upper end hotels, right? So
Yeah,
I just by the way, reminder guys, I just had special delivery of the lyrics. So got to be singing here soon. Wow.
What's Phillip's plan for next year? What does Phillip think of 2021?
Honestly, I think 2021 is going to be a lot of the same of 2020 in the beginning, if you want my honest opinion. I think that the way the flu works, it typically gets worse in January, February, and I think it's going to freak a ton of people out. And I think it's going to put a stop to a lot of shows, which I think we're all going to have to get used to the fact that the manufacturer shows are probably going to go away. But as far as events goes, I think most of the places that put on events, they were still pretty successful. Whether it's a pocket club event or a larger event like out at Jeep Beach or any of that stuff out in South Carolina, they all proved to be pretty successful if they went through the right routes. But as far as me going, I'm going to try to go to as much as I can. I've got an awesome job that allows me to be pretty flexible in my schedule. And I hope that I'm wrong. I hope everything goes back to normal. So that's my thought process on it anyhow.
Well, at least your first event of the year, I don't know if it's your first or not, but hopefully it is going to be Death Valley. Death Valley.
That's a big bucket list item for me.
That'd be awesome. It's such a great event. And I'm not sure I'm going to be part of that group or not this year, but I will definitely somehow be enjoying Death Valley, whether it's vicariously through you guys. I think Becker wants to come out and do it too.
Yes.
And we've got some good, we built some relationships with one of the, we already talked about Camprite in this show before, a great local company out here that we're building a relationship with. And Corey, you and I have been using the Camprite tent for a while. Yep. And we have a new relationship with another camping shell company. It's a tent top, it's one of these, truck top trailers or tents, whatever the heck they call it, but it's different. It's not your typical tent. So we'll be talking more about that as we actually get it loaded up on our new racks, because we do have that Adventure Rack Systems JL rack, which is just badass. Ricky's got to get one of those, because I know you were it was kind of funny, Ricky, when I was looking at a list of companies that bought stuff from Cargo Master Safari. You're like one of the few independents. They had sold a lot of stuff to all the distributors, and all of a sudden there was JeepersDen right down there. So we have with the new jail system, Adventure Rack System jail system. That thing is so badass. It is structurally, I mean, it's about as close to being an exoskeleton as we could create and still have just a rack with this 2-inch tube and the strength it has in the jail, which is nobody else has that strength. Nobody else could jump up and down and it's just awesome. So between that and being able to put the tents on and all kinds of stuff, there's gonna be a lot of great stuff coming down the pipe for that. Hopefully some of that we'll be able to see out there at Death Valley and show it off and get some great images and pictures.
I mean,
so
the
listen, guys, go ahead.
JK product was amazing by itself. So if you guys made it better, that's even going to be even. I don't even know how you could make it any better, because mine was just on the JK. We still own it, and full size tent on the top. I mean, just 4 people up there. It didn't matter. So I don't know how you made it stronger, but that's perfect.
Oh yeah, the jail one. The problem with the jail one is that the other companies that have done it kind of just used some of the stock bolt holes on the stock front cowl, which were basically like, spot welded together. If you try to stand on that thing or jump up and down on it, and they're using like standoffs in order to keep it away from the rig with little extra pieces of metal to keep you from bending the aluminum on the body. I mean, it's very, very rudimentary. Very rudimentary.
I'd walk on the catwalk like nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was concerned at first, and then I'm like, I would just crawl across it. Kayla would get on it with me, and we'd put stuff on the top. And I mean, it was.
Well, that was our standard. Like we were able to do that with the JK so easily because of the JK structure. The JL doesn't have the same structure up front.
Yeah.
So we had to build a system and a bracketing system. You can see on the website where there's actually a 3D rendering showing how it goes together. That is incredible and created that same level of strength because we had to have that point. And the cool thing about the JL is you can actually buy the catwalk separately. You don't actually have to have the full rack if you wanted to have a catwalk in the front, just in case you wanted to have something up there and you were going to reconfigure and you didn't have a rack, or maybe you just had a simple system. Or you just want to have something on the front of your rig you can jump up and down on and yell at people. Yeah.
I got to throw this out there because I think it's just kind of funny. We take so much for granted. People that we have relationships with in the industry and what they make and what they manufacture and how it all works. I can't tell you. I mean, I brought the Gladiator home 2 days ago, and I get people going, "What's the thing on the back? What is that? What is that? I don't understand." And we just go, "Well, you mean the tent? It's an overland tent." And they go, "A what?" It's funny that we just don't do a really good job of, people don't know what is possible or what exists. Like, is that where you put bikes? Is that like a toolie rack in there? What? Like, no, that's not at all.
That's the beauty of our jobs, right? We get to educate, and every time you run into somebody new, it's a chance to educate them about something better.
Yeah,
that's why we're the ModernJeeper Show. We're touching lives. We're touching the lives and hopefully educating
lives.
If you are a listener of this show, you are the most educated, most advanced, smartest customers in the off-road industry ever.
I also gotta throw out that dealing with some of my mom's stuff this past week and talking to the folks at Habitat for Humanity, what a great organization. And a lot of people, either they like the Salvation Army or they like Habitat or things like that, but being able to donate so many things, and the Habitat folks are like, "Hey, whatever you have, we'll take it." There are so many families in need. So being able to donate household goods, pots, pans, dishes, paper, furniture, all of that is huge. So just a shout out to the folks that are able to donate and help some of these families out, for sure.
Right. And the Habitat Humanity, they have the Restore stores,
Yes.
right? Yes.
Yep.
And I've bought stuff from there. Those are great.
Yeah,
and it's good to know that they're that open, because a lot of some of these nonprofits don't want, like, oh, we don't really want that used stuff, right? Like they only want to help families out with, especially when they're donating back. But yeah, Restore, Habitat Humanity, one of the great organizations. And this is interesting. because I keep thinking that none of us really want to do this, but I'm going to do this. Okay, we got to do it. So this is a Christmas show, which means I'm gonna have to put like an overlay of Christmas music throughout this thing, just so we have, just there's little bells going on in the background and all that kind of stuff, a little Christmas theme.
You didn't tell us we had to produce a band.
All right, so wait a second. You got your lyrics, Corey?
Yep.
You ready to go?
Or a tambourine or
Phillip,
something.
are you in?
Cowbell.
Are you
I
singing?
have cowbells out in the garage.
No. Ricky, are you singing?
Too bad we don't have any kind of music at all. This is going to be interesting.
Do you want me to get my
Right?
daughters in here? Because they'll sing, but I'm not going to
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, bring them.
That's
Yeah, go
good.
get 'em.
Let me see if I can get a
Get 'em.
soundtrack.
This will be fun.
The more, the merrier.
I go get the cowbell in the
Tell
garage.
Jade political.
Jeremy.
Man, you see that? He just picks up a phone and is like, now.
I forgot I was unmuted. Shit.
Nice. Oh, that's how you handle things. That's how you do this.
Like, I need you in here now. Oh,
All right. So I'm seeing if I can get some.
Phillip's way better at muting and unmuting than I am. That's for sure.
Well,
I tend to say dumb stuff, so I gotta be.
yeah, I was going to be a little more polite, but I'm going with that.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right,
there they are.
let's see if I can get some.
Jade's not going to be able to read it, but she'll act like she knows what she's doing.
Cool.
Better than the rest of us. Ashes of the Snow music. Let's see if I can get the music.
The
They're
the Muzak.
The music.
You're wanting to what? What does it say?
We're singing the song.
Yeah, you're
I
going to
thought
have to sing that song.
You
Right
didn't
there.
change?
No, I'm going to put the other one on. Did you see everybody? Say hi.
Hi, Corey.
Yeah, I'm gonna put like. See, I was trying to find it, but notice Dashing Through the Snow does not exist on iTunes. Apparently,
Oh, it doesn't?
apparently not. I couldn't find it.
That's kind of weird.
That's when you use the Googles.
I got to use the Googles.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do the Googles. Find it on the YouTube.
Karaoke style Dashing Through the Snow.
Find it on the YouTubes.
Yeah, karaoke.
go.
There you go.
Karaoke. Dashing. That's funny.
Okay.
You guys got it?
It's,
Yeah.
Dude, Google finds it immediately. What are you doing?
See?
You know what? I don't know what Matson's doing.
Yeah, apparently.
No.
It's totally doing the it's like totally doing the karaoke style with the blue lines and everything.
Oh, that's
That
funny.
doesn't work for our little piece. All right, are we ready? The girls have to start the tune for us. You guys have to do it. All right. So you ready? You have the lyrics there?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go.
Dashing through the snow
In my rusty
little Jeep. Down the road I go. Sliding in this heap. I need new piston rings. I need a new set of tires. My Jeep is held together by a piece of chicken wire.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Rust and smoke, the heaters broke, the door just blew away. I light a match to see the dash, and then I start to pray. The frame is bent, the muffler went, the radio's real cheap. Oh, what fun it is to drive my rusty little Jeep.
That was the most amazing rendition ever. And even with the band of after Mark, I like the girls to sing by themselves because I think they're better than us.
No.
Like you're done. Bye.
They're out of here.
Yeah, they're out. Bye.
Oh man, I it's funny doing this on YouTube, but I wonder what it sounds like when they're just listening to the audio. We might lose a bunch of
Be
listeners.
like the echo chain.
Yeah, I wonder the delay and stuff might be a little interesting.
Yeah, I don't have it set up on multiple channels. Otherwise, it'd actually make us sound amazing.
You got auto tune? We're gonna need it.
Yeah, right. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to re-record it all in individually. Then I'm going to put it all layer over it, and I'm going to have it all dubbed over, and we're going to sound brilliant. No.
Yeah.
I was like, man, you're really
Day
ambitious.
for that, my friends.
Ambitious today.
Was Jeremy? Jeremy was on mute. Were you even singing, Jeremy?
Yeah, I was totally singing, but didn't want to hurt anybody's ears, so I muted myself.
Oh, trust me, I have a sister-in-law who can't sing. I hear that enough. You
You
can't.
guys all sounded great, though. You were all right on. It was perfect.
There's that used car salesman again.
Corey, if that whole off-road thing doesn't work out, you got a future there, bud.
Yeah, we got a whole nother thing we can pull off.
Oh, I just know what our intro is going to be for the show.
Yes. Totally.
Wow.
Yes.
That'll be interesting.
I'm going to look at the drop-off rate.
Yeah. Oh, we were doing so good.
Well, guys, you made it this far. By the way, I know that many of you are wondering whether we're going to do the Christmas list. And we will do that. I think next week we will talk about who chose to get some Santa stuff off of your comments. We had been focusing on the fact that we still have a problem with comments and WordPress and all that stuff, and we'll get that all figured out. But your comments are still there, entries are still there, and there are dozens of them. So we're going to go through and take a look and see what we can do to make your Christmas wish come true. And of course, as always, Modern Jeeper will be heading up, actually this year, Modern Jeeper will be heading up what has usually been the Metalcloak Live I Resolve Jeep event, which will come back again. It usually happens right around the 1st. We start at the event, and then around the 15th or so, we do the giveaway. So we'll do that. We'll be tied in with ModernJeeperForum.com and ModernJeeper.com, and then Corey will be specially coming out here to be a part of the live show. Are you going to come out too, Jessy?
I guess if I'm invited. I mean,
that'd be fun. Just have the live show and do that, and we'll do our big giveaway, which is generally thousands of dollars in prizes to people who just didn't get what they wanted for Christmas, and we give them one extra chance, right?
Absolutely.
And lots of other little giveaways, including we'll probably give away some of those jackets because those are really nice jackets. We ordered a lot of them, so we ordered more than just our staff, but we gave them to our staff first. Then we gave our staff these cups these year. We gave our staff, they all got Christmas ornaments and then lots of other fun stuff too to say thank you for working so hard this year and getting stuff out the door.
Ricky's out. He had to go.
Yeah, Ricky he couldn't hold his liquor.
He had to go.
He had to go. There you go.
I didn't see him taking any shots of the tequila.
That's how good he is. See, it's why the bottle's hidden in his office.
How good he is.
He's one of these. Oh yeah, that's good. That was good coffee. That was good coffee right there. Which, by the way, part of my problem with this episode is I haven't had any coffee. This thing's been empty.
He got a different sweater.
Hey,
Mom.
I'm
real. That's awesome.
Nice. So see, if you're
I had to go change to that one. That's my favorite one.
missing everything because I tell you, this
That was
episode
hilarious.
only works on YouTube. If you're listening and you're confused, go to youtube.com/ModernJeeper and everything will make sense.
Yes.
It will finally make sense to you.
Yes.
It's amazing to me how many people have actually been watching this thing on YouTube.
Yeah. It's kind of funny that our numbers of the actual listeners on the podcast has been fairly steady, kind of wavering, but the YouTube watches are way up. So if you watch it on YouTube, it doesn't necessarily count on the actual podcast count, but our numbers are still climbing. So thank you.
It's awesome. It's crazy. I mean, it shows like, I didn't think you were that. Hey, who's that in the background? Ricky? Somebody sneaking in your office.
That's the boss.
Hi.
Hi guys.
How are you?
I actually work. Yeah, I bet you do.
You had to work while we're in here playing around.
Right?
Nice. I thought she was just going for the bottle.
They actually have a Christmas party tonight.
They do? You guys are Christmas party?
Yeah.
Which sweater are you wearing?
I wear this one actually.
He's
It's
not going to wear
appropriate.
any of them because he thinks that he looks weird when he goes out like this.
I'm already weird, I guess.
Where's the third one?
I do have another one, but it's not as cool as this one.
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
But I'll put it on too. We still got time, I'm sure.
Yes, we got time. Yeah, there's no timeline here. Although Corey will probably tell me to wrap it up at some point.
Yeah.
You can do that. Like, stop talking, you bum. So hey, all right. One of the things we wanted to talk about and want to request is talk about, what would be our favorite either thing that we got for Christmas, because we didn't get anything for Christmas yet, or unless you're like most of us married people, we know exactly what we got for Christmas because we bought it ourselves. And what little gadgets we want to talk. So Corey, did you bring a gadget to the table?
Man, I don't
besides
know. Let's see.
Your life. Oh,
I have a desk of gadgets because that's kind of just who I am and what I do.
Reminder: we had a Tech Hoarders episode last week, which was all Corey just getting things off his chest about the technology that he has.
So I'm gonna bring up two things. We're all familiar with GoPro cameras, and I just received the media frame from GoPro. This fits a 9 black, but it's got a built-in microphone with a foam deal on it.
Wow.
And if you can see, it's also got camera functions, so you can actually put different mounts on the frame for your GoPro. Kind of cool. I haven't used it yet, so I don't know what it's going to be like. And I'm going to bring this device up again just because Death Valley's coming up. There's not a lot of good service out in the middle of nowhere, and there's a lot of different devices now. Garmin's got some things coming out, and of course, this is my Spot X device. It's basically a satellite communicator. Super handy in the middle of nowhere. You can buy the plan for these, and it's like $9 for a month or $10 for a month. Maybe it's 14 now. I don't know. You can turn it off and on for the months you're going to use it. You don't have to buy a $30 a month plan that it sits in your desk drawer and you never use it. But for places like Death Valley and places where we go and if we're hiking and biking and jeeping out in the middle of nowhere, this little sucker right here you can send messages to pre-programmed email addresses that says you're okay. You can also, there's an SOS feature where you hit SOS and they're coming to get you in a helicopter. So
nice.
Nice. Super handy.
I don't know about the messaging thing. That's like, that requires you to have to continue communication.
Well, and
part
it's
of being
kind of funny.
gone and on vacation is to say, no, I'm sorry, we don't have a cell signal out there. I can't call you.
That thing comes in.
It's literally, you just press a single button and it just sends that a pre-message to like your wife that says, hey, I'm fine, we're having fun, here's my GPS coordinates. You don't have to type any of that.
Really, really, really hard. This is the hardest I've ever worked in my life.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your concern. Right.
Yeah, Corey, I use the InReach, which is a similar system. A little bit more money a month, but it has the GPS follow.
Yes.
So when we were in Colorado doing that 2 week with Kayla, Alicia was able to follow us because it sends a signal every 10 minutes. And then we would get to the top of Mount Antero or something, and if we were camping up there, I'd just send her a quick text and say, hey, we're okay. We're here. So it's the same thing, but the other one has the GPS. I have some friends that use a Spot and love it.
Super handy. My ex-wife, her family, her mom and dad traveled with the old style version of this where you just had a little single button because they did a lot of backcountry stuff, but it was really cool. They were out without cell service. They could just hit this button and it would say, hey, we're doing fine. This is the little GoPro, GoPro. This is the little mount that they just came out with, that RAM mounts came out with for the Spot. dude, it's so cool. Like, and it's got a
Nice.
little ball on the back.
Nice.
How much
that's
stuff
awesome.
do you have on your dash? Because I mean, like on the Gladiator, you're gonna be like in heaven, but like the LJ, you know, they're kind of tough to get crap on the dash. I hate to see what your dash. Do you like you use your dash bar like all the way across?
So in the LJ, literally, I have a RAM mount, the X grip for a small. I use an iPad Mini for my navigation stuff, and my cell phone. That's all I had in the LJ.
I was picturing you be like those Asian dudes in Cannonball Run, like in the black door thing. Like I was thinking, like the back seat of your like LJ was like full of all that kind of stuff, like up the sides and stuff, you know.
Nice.
No. There's a point. There's a point where you can't have all the things.
So what about you, Jesse? What's your little gadget?
For Christmas, it's not really a gadget,
What is it?
but I have my new PRP seats coming soon,
Ooh,
and I'm not
Hell yeah.
showing what they are until I get them.
purple and yellow.
Well,
Yellow.
yeah,
Maybe they might be purple and yellow.
like yellow and purple or something.
Nice.
I hope they have your emblem on it.
Actually, I didn't do that because if you've seen
Really?
my Jeep, how
Oh, yeah.
many of my logos are on the Jeep? I thought it was just overkill. And
About
I
400.
promote PRP, and I
Right.
thought of all the things. It's just a little much.
Did you get Enduro?
Whoa! Did we just hear Jesse say it's a little much?
I know, but
Jesse
even
has a
I
limit.
know when it's time. There's so many logos all
Rockstar
over my
Jeep
Jeep
girl
that
has
it
a
was
limit.
time. It's like we need to cut it off a little bit.
How about you, Jeremy? What's your favorite gadget this year? What's your gadget of the design
Well,
for Christmas?
Corey talked a lot about the Spot X communicator, which I have found using a lot lately. We got one, we did a Jeep event, and there's actually a Jeep branded Spot X now that also has the tracking feature.
Does it
So I
cost
have the
more?
Jeep branded Spot X. I'm sorry?
Does it cost more with the Jeep logo on it?
Probably, yeah. I actually don't know. It probably does. But to Ricky's point a minute ago, I am kind of a gadget guy, and I'm sitting in my what I call my JL, which is not mine because I don't own a vehicle. So I've got the 67 design rail in this dash that has 3 mounts on it currently. So I've got my Spot X communicator in the middle, my cell phone, and my magnetic mic holder on the other side for my rugged radio microphone, which if nobody has seen magnetic mic, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Will
It's
not
great.
fall off a dash, and it's just, they're awesome.
Wow, that's
So,
cool.
Out of all the things that I
yeah,
bought
magnetic mic.
when I bought his Gladiator, I'm like, so where did that little bar go that was on the
They're
dash?
really cool.
And he's like, no, we talked about this. Remember, you don't get that. And I'm like, well, that's fine. Who made it? And he said it was 67 Designs. So I went on their website, and it's not cheap stuff, but these are
They're awesome.
carbon fiber arms that hook to a rail. I think I spent $200, and I have a phone mount.
Yeah. But it is the best phone mount that you will ever use. And so last year in Death Valley, I mean, Corey, you kind of gave me a hard time about how hard I drove that Gladiator through the desert in Death Valley and how quick I got through a lot of that stuff. I will tell you that I had my phone mount from 67 Design on the dash, and that phone never moved. It was perfect. Like,
Yeah,
it
awesome.
just, they won't fall out. They're rock solid. They're great.
Well, I might have to test that theory. Well,
Yeah, you might be able to get your phone to fall out there, Matson. Like,
yeah,
you drive
I've
a
been
little
known to
harder
do a
than I
lot more
man.
things that aren't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Ricky, what do you got, buddy?
Man, what do I have? We talked about the InReach. That was one of the cool things. This year, my buddy Carl comes up with cooler stuff that I can never find. So he bought me the AeroPress. I think it's the travel coffee
Oh yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
overlanding.
Yeah.
And he had the original one. It's all bulky and stuff like that. So he bought me this for our last trip. Man, it was awesome. And I'm not a big coffee drinker, but when we go overlanding, that's one thing we do. So that thing's awesome if you ever need and want to make coffee. It's so easy. It's perfect. You talk about phone mounts. We sell a bunch of the Scosh products, but we put the Pro Clip on the Gladiator and all that stuff with the Scosh. And I love that thing because if I don't want to use it for my phone and the passengers need one or something like that, you don't have both of them in there. You just move it over. There's doesn't stick to anything. So that product right there has been good. And you guys talk about phone mounts, the Scosh stuff, man. I'm gonna tell you, I rolled the buggy not too long ago, actually Memorial Day at Morris Mountain, and I get over and we're on our side and all that, and I'm like, my buddy's like, dude, where's your phone? I'm like, hell, I don't know. It was on the mount. We look on the dash, it was still there. So Scosh will hold. I will say that they will hold pretty good. So
I have their magic. I have the Scosh magic mounts in the LJ, and that's what I've always used for my phone. And stick it on the magnet, and it doesn't move. So
yeah, they're great. They do really well. But I mean, gadgets, man. I mean, with all of us being home, not going out and stuff, I got all kinds of stuff. Hell, we can do a whole show on just gadgets.
Turns out you actually run a business around selling gadgets.
Yes, pretty much.
Right. How about you, Phillip?
So mine is this little booger.
Ooh.
Something I bought for myself last year.
Power tank.
Dang right. And I'd have drugged the power tank in here if I wasn't so weak right now. But when I went through and redid my Jeep, obviously I went to bigger axles, bigger tires, and I wasn't about to sit around and wait for tires to air up or air down. So I went and got some power tank monster valves, which for the most part work great. And the little air chuck is the best thing ever because I can air my 42s from about 9 psi back up to 25 in 30 seconds.
Wow.
And I'm done.
That's awesome.
And everyone else is still airing up their first tire, and I'm done with all 4.
Right.
So that gives you plenty of time to go around and just ridicule others or break out the bottle or whatever else it is you guys ever do there in Tennessee.
Absolutely. It gives me time for more beer.
That's
but
right.
This has been the most handy thing I ever bought for myself, and this was my Christmas present last year, and I'm so glad I went this route. So thumbs up to power.
That's awesome. Well, as we all know, Power Tank's one of our supporters out here at Modern Jeeper. And in the calendar too. And I think it's Will's green JL with his dual green matching power tanks.
I've got to get a second power tank because of him. I don't
know. How about you, Matson?
Me? Well, I don't really have a little gadget this year. My favorite of this year is probably my Gladiator. That's probably that has become like the gadget to play with. Not only from just being able to use it as a pickup, like all you guys are truck owners and stuff, right? I haven't had a truck. I have the company trucks, but a little different having a pickup at home, and you just throw a bunch of junk in the back. Kids get mad at the kids. They just throw all their toys in the back and take them down and drop them off at Goodwill. It's easy discipline. And just get I get in there. The first thing I do is plug it in and start listening to something on the phone, right? And it's just like I just love it. It is my favorite little toy of the year. Now that being said, I didn't bring it in here because I should have. I had this whole prop set up to go, but I was at Walmart when I was getting the sweater and I couldn't pass it up, so I had to buy the Gladiator toy truck with the trailer and the motorcycles, and a little adventure guy.
I saw them at Cabela's and they were so cute.
I was like, oh, this is my Christmas present to myself. So it's going to go on my desk here at the office. And see how many people come in here and actually grab it and play with it, because I know we're all kids at heart.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's probably it. I mean, you guys are all into see, this is the thing. This is why I asked this question, because I learned more about gadgets and cool stuff from you guys, because you guys are out there, Corey especially, he's an early adopter. I'm sitting here going I'm taking my phone and setting it in between things, and it's dropping between my seats and it's connected. I know it's there someplace because I can pull on the white charging cable and find it. I don't have a cool mount or any of that kind of stuff. So now I have to go out and spend some money and put the cool mounts in and get it all hooked up. So
Well, it's funny. It's funny how our phones have become such an integral part of our whole world. I mean, I we talked in the past. So I bought the new iPhone 12 Pro Max. This little ring on the back is that's a DJI product, and it's really great. But I had to buy a whole new case because that ring, once you put it on there, the sticky, it's there forever. Like I can't peel this off and put it on a different case. So it's really cool. It's a magnet. What that little thing does is it fits in the little gimbal that DJI makes.
Hmm.
That's the only way to hold this phone. The little clamp, the phone is too wide, so it won't hold the phone like that. It utilizes that magnet into the actual gimbal. But again, I spend way too much time like trying to figure out how to use things because nothing works together well. It's kind of like USB. We all got used to USB. We all got used to lightning connectors if you were an Apple guy. And now we're USB-C plugs. Like it just doesn't stop. And once you figure out everything that you are using works, then that's when everything changes. So then nothing works again, and you have to buy all new stuff. And
well, thank God cars aren't made by computer guys. We'd be screwed.
ugh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This gas pump isn't compatible with this car.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry. That's a different hole.
That's a different hole. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, electric cars, chargers. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, what plug do you have on your electric car?
Right. What plug's going to come in the 4xe? Oh, is that going
It's
to be?
almost like the JL skid system.
Yes.
Different motor setups.
Dude, are you kidding? We're like we have shelves of just skid plates packaged and boxed for okay. And then it's the as soon as you know and you hear every once in a while that this customer got the wrong skid plate, it's like, oh no, who got the other one?
You'll turn a profit in
becomes
20, 30
a little snowball effect. Yeah. Now they got more engines coming, more options coming, more options for you and I, more options for the Modern Jeepers. And that's what next year is going to be all about, friends, is about the options. That's my prediction. Is I think we've discovered this year that there are a lot more options than the routines that we were used to. And we've all had to figure out new routines. And whether it comes to drinking more or drinking less or working more or working less, we have new routines. And I think heading into next year, we're going to have fun with those routines and figuring out what 2021 is going to be like. I recommend everybody just document it because who knows? By the end of the 2021, it's either going to be a whirlwind or it's going to be an absolute cluster F.
Yep.
Zombies. Is that next? Well, weren't we supposed to have aliens? Like aliens were supposed to land in November.
You still have time.
No,
They said it.
We skipped that? Yeah. Now we're into zombies. Well, that's what's going to happen. It's all these guys taking the
vaccine.
Taking the vaccine. Yep, that
Right.
was rushed through and solved it. Yep, we've all seen the movies. That's how
So it creates them. That's right.
Absolutely. That's the way it is. It'll all be Trump's fault.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
But only half of us, right? Well, Modern Jeepers, this has been fun. Gosh, I so appreciate all of you guys coming on and just spending some time with us and wearing your great sweaters and little Christmas cheer. As we're all sitting around, this is Christmas Eve, so tonight you guys will all be out there, and all our Modern Jeepers will be having your family time and putting out the cookies and milk for Santa Claus, which he really doesn't need. I mean, come on, guys, give him some.
He's fat.
He is fat. He is fat. Yeah. By the way, did I mention that? I don't know if you mentioned it on the show beforehand, but The Fat Man, good movie, not family friendly, great take on Santa Claus. He's kind of a badass. It's cool. So, and the secret to elves is revealed. The secret to elves is revealed. I'll just leave it at that. All right, Modern Jeepers, I think we got enough of this. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful Christmas. And we will see you. We'll have another episode before the new year. And to each of you, Corey, Jessy, Ricky, Phillip, you, your families, your friends, and Jeremy, of course. Sorry, you're just not there, Jeremy. You're like doing another video of me, so I don't see you flipping me off right now. Merry Christmas to all of you. Really, from the deep bottom of my heart. I love all of you, and I appreciate all of you being a part of the modern Jeeper world, of my life.
Merry Christmas to you guys. Can't wait to see you this next coming year. And yeah, stay healthy. Stay close to your family. Give them all a hug from us, and hope to see you on the trails.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Merry Christmas, guys. Thanks for having me again. Go have a good
Absolutely.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, Jeremy, Phillip, Ricky,
Merry
Matson.
Christmas, guys. See you on a couple
John
months.
Boy. Happy Ho Ho, everybody. And with that, to all of our modern Jeepers, we'll see you on the trail. Get out there and
Cheers.
play in some snow.
Yeah. See ya.
See y'all.